Hello and welcome hopefully back to the White House kitchen where we're having like a pita nacho situation. So these little guys here, or gals, or whatever you want to call them, are our egg bites that we made with some taco seasoned ground beef, some nacho protein chips, cheddar cheese, Greek yogurt, and egg whites, I think, are the ingredients basically. And then we had, of course, some not Scooby snacks, but we had some taco seasoning and things in there. Next up, so we're having like pita nachos because hopefully you were here Thursday where we made pitas. Let me show you the difference in the ones that I roll out. This one's pretty, so I'll show you this one. So we made this little guy here. My nose itches. This little guy here. This little guy went to the market. It's the piggy. So this was a number 3 on our sheet noodle doodad that we plug into the words are hard, to the deluxe stand mixer. So we have the pasta attachments. It works. My brain works. Okay, so this was the number 3, and then I took a number 3 and rolled it back through for a number 2. If you can see the thicknesses, I'm going the wrong way. See the thicknesses for these? Now they puffed up. I fried these in the pan. So I'm just going to heat them up in the air fryer because they taste way better warm. And make some cheese. And then we're also going to heat those up in the air fryer. That's probably good enough. I don't know. That feels like a lot. Does it not? It feels like a lot. Oh yeah, and I have some little hearts too. So, threw these in there. Little hearts. The other side's more goldenish than black. Just using it up. They were sourdough. It's a sourdough pita recipe that I used. And I do want to tell you, these probably will need to go in the air fryer on reheat for about 10 minutes. But I believe I'm going to do these on the top shelf area for 5 minutes. And then I'll put these in after these are ready. After 5 minutes, I say ready, are done, so that everything gets done around the same time. And I will start the mixer probably when I put those in, because if I leave it in there, then things will stay warm. I say mixer, I mean blender. So next up, we're making cheese sauce. I like to make a very simplistic cheese sauce. So I would imagine you could do this on the stove. This is not like a restaurant cheese sauce where you make a roux and you have flour or cornstarch slurries or any sort of thickener like that. We're just using a creamy cheese, which this is a white American. I tried to save us time. As far as us, I mean you, to where you're not watching me pull the plastic wrap off of each slice. And it is the off-brand version. You can get it at the deli in a big old chunk of white American if you want to. I do find it goes bad faster, but it may be because it's a fresher, maybe less preservatives. Don't get me lying, I'm not sure. But it goes bad pretty quick for me. So we have 4 ounces of that. I have some white cheddar right here. I'm just going to see how much it weighs, if I want to cut the whole thing up or not. It's about 2 ounces. So I'm going to cut this into chunks. I say chunks. Into smaller pieces so that it melts easier. And it mixes up better instead of just throwing it on the side of the blender. Now, you could also shred or grate your cheese if you want to. I would always suggest that you do a fresh grate or shred of cheese instead of buying the bag stuff, only because it melts a lot better and smoother and mixes in better because of the anti-caking agents that are usually in those bags. So, more cheese, less other ingredients. Okay, so I'm just throwing them around. And then I'm going to prep some little cherry tomatoes to put on top of our weird pita taco bite nachos. Cheese makes everything better, so that's what we got today. And I thought it would be a good way to go ahead and use up some of our leftovers. There we are. Almost done. So we have about 6 ounces of cheese. So I'm going to do 3.5-ish, a little bit more. I did clear that out this time. Earlier this week when we made chicken nachos, I forgot to hit the clear button. And my cheese was pretty thick. So when I say 3.5-ish, I think I'm going to go with 4. Because our cheese sauce was so thick that it wasn't as pourable as I would have liked. But I didn't want to mess with throwing some more milk in there and blending. So 3.99 ounces. And then I'm going to put our thick cheese that we had left over, because I made extras. Apparently I didn't need that much the other day, but I'm going to reuse cheese because I love cheese. Where's my little, this will work. I like my little mix and scraper, the baby one. It goes really, really great with our, words are hard, twist and chop. I want to call it the twist and shout all the time because everything's a song. Okay, so let's scrape that off. Most of the time, I'm not going to add extra milk or extra anything to a cheese sauce that I've already done. It's basically a 1-for-1 ratio and doesn't necessarily mess up or mess with the cheese sauce you're going to make if you had some left over, if you got it right the first time. I, however, did not. So this is going to be ready to blend, and I think my lid is in the dishwasher. I'm not going to turn this on while we're on here so that it's not super loud. Move my scale. I use this every single day because I typically will measure out my milk by weight for coffee. So I'll go ahead and get these prepped real quick because I want to share my tip or trick with you. If you have a cup slicer, this is one of my favorite things to do. Stick that in my plate. Is if you're doing cherry tomatoes and you're not trying to prank somebody for them to get like sprayed in the face or have a big mess to clean up, especially if your cherry tomatoes are squishy, I like to cut the top of it off where the stem goes. I call it a butt, but I guess it's probably more like the top. This one's a little bit raisinette, which means I'm sure it would be super squishy. And I cut this off and then I stick them top down on top of a napkin or cutting board. But I do the napkin so that it will absorb, hopefully, the juices. And I have less mess to clean up because I'm a clean as you go person and I don't really love the messes. I say that, but if you're here for pitas, man, there was flour everywhere. Only because of my fear of noodles getting stuck in the roller, and I don't like my hands sticky. FYI, even though I got noodles stuck for y'all, or dough stuck, so that you can see why you don't want to do that. Okay, why you want to extra flour everything. I swear I have a hair in my nose like cat hair. Okay, so I put these face down. I'm doing my raisinette first. And then I just cup slicer on top of it. You can rock it a little since they're serrated. Just don't rock it so much that I lost a couple. That you turn it sideways because you'll shoot a mess everywhere. So that's my tip for you when you're doing cherry tomatoes, because when you cut that top off, you're giving it kind of somewhere for it to go. See, it did shoot a little bit out the side. I keep on keeping on with this. And then the lid has these little grooves in it that helps push them through the blades. Good night. And so these are ready to top our nachos. And then let's cut up some green onions that are in a bag that we saved the other night because the green onions are on their last leg as usual. They do not stay good very long. And we'll throw those on top. I'll grab my mild sauce and eat these pretty much just like nachos, except for these will be warm and they're monsters. So I might have to actually put everything, I don't know if I want to do it in a bowl and have those on the side to like dip and use as a utensil basically, because y'all, they're large and in charge. Okay, I'll let y'all go. Word for the live. Taco, since we've done nacho, we've done bite, we've done pita, and it's like a combo, and I do cheese too often. So taco, since these are taco bites, will be the word for the live. Just message me the word taco. That will enter you into this month's giveaway. And if this isn't too hideous and I can find a way to take a picture of this where it's not ugly, I will certainly get y'all one. I should have probably shredded some cheese to put on top of here, but it's going in cheese sauce. I'll just pour cheese over everything and it'll be glorious. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks for being here. Remember, message me the word taco. That will enter you into this month's giveaway. And I will catch y'all later. And I'm going to go nom nom nom.